Good evening, guys. This is Raghu here. Today, I thought of analyzing Bajaj Auto and ICICI Bank for next week. And I would like to call out that this is a educational purpose video, and we are showing how the pivots, especially the narrow CPR works. That's the motto of this video. And if you want to trade, the trading will be done at your own risk. This is only an educational video. All right. Now, what is narrow CPR? Now, if you see here, the green lines, just watch the green lines. All right. If you want, I can hide all these things. We'll go slowly so that you guys can understand. These are weekly CPR. In the weekly CPR, you see when you have the width of the central pivot range is bigger, they are called as wide CPR, and then normal CPRs or narrow CPRs. Narrow CPRs, is there any number which we can tie for narrow CPR? Absolutely not. It is purely subjective and comparative. So in comparison with the previous week CPR, this next week's CPR is very thin. So you can call this as a narrow CPR. That's the idea of narrow CPR. Now, what exactly you mean by narrow CPR? So narrow CPR is nothing but on a particular week. So buyers, so what happened last week? So sellers tried to push the price down, and in 21st October, which is on Thursday, 21st and 22nd, market try to push the price up. So with this range, you can see up, down, the central pivot range has been shrunken because of the activity of buy and sell. So what has happened here is after a strong fall, all of a sudden buying has seen, and then on Friday it was a sideway. So buyers and sellers are indecisive which side market needs to go. So when this happens, market will get stuck in a range bound, and the next day CPRs or next week CPRs will be formed where you will see narrow CPR. So the importance of narrow CPR is one of the most trendy days can be expected on narrow CPR days, provided it meets certain criteria. That is what I'm trying to walk you through. Now, if you just analyze the weekly CPR, this is the weekly CPR of last week. These green lines are the CPR for next week. The dotted lines are the daily CPRs, and the dotted lines, the long dotted lines at the bottom are monthly CPR. Now, I just want to call out that the prices are above the monthly CPR and above the next week CPR. Of course, last week CPR prices broke down, went down, but when you see where the price is, tomorrow's next week CPR, price is above it. So one conclusion we can make is from last 2 days, buying has happened and price is above the CPR. What is a CPR? CPR is the heartbeat of the pivots. In pivots, CPR acts as support when prices are coming from top, and when prices are going from the bottom, it acts as a resistance. The upper TC, the top circuit of CPR, always belongs to buyers. The lower TC, BC, the bottom circuit, always belongs to sellers. This is the fundamentals. Now let's move quickly to daily summary. All right. So let me remove this CPRs. If you watch daily, okay, I'm going to remove these trend lines. This is 21st October. We had a fall from the top 13th October, and then on Friday we saw kind of gap up, and the gap up sustained. So we see buying at the bottom and also selling at the top because of the wicks. But still, it is a green candle. We saw buying there. Now, also what you need to see here is slowly market is going up. Okay, higher, low, market came, and from here on, see higher low or higher high, higher high, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. This did not break, mind it, it acted as a double bottom. So this has established itself as a strong support. Now we have conditions in any market. If you have two higher lows and two higher highs, that means market is trying to reverse. So we have a solid evidence. And where does the price stands in terms of pivots? If you see, this is the central pivot. The central pivot price is on top of central pivot. So price tried to break the central pivot twice, on 6th October, then again on 21st October, but we had a trend line support or the double bottom support, and it's taking support on pivot, which means trend is still high. So let's quickly move to 1 hour. So if you go to 1 hour time frame, so again prices on Friday was below central pivot, and it also broke S1. Now in an established downtrend, what you need to understand is if prices sustain below S1, forming a descending CPRs, one below the other. Okay, one below the other. If you have a descending CPRs, then it is established downtrend, and most of the times price will be below CPR and below S1. In an established uptrend, what happens is S1 pivot will always be a buying zone. That is where people try to buy, what we call buy on dips, buy on dips. Now if you check the hourly time frame, yeah, market is in uptrend. Near S1 there is always a buy. This is above S1. S1 has acted as a support. Here S1 has acted as support. Market tried to break below S1, settled above S1. So couple of times market has tried to breach S1, but it is taking support. So our conclusion, yes, so there is some considerable amount of buying seen near S1 zone. Now this is a Friday's analysis, Friday CPR. Let me put the CPR here. Okay, I'm going to remove the traditional pivots just for your understanding. What I meant was the trading view pivots I have removed. The second level R2 S2 I have removed here. Now you see only the central pivot. The green dots are R1, the red dots are S1. Now here again on Friday to price settled above that day's central CPR. It went up to, my apologies guys, I'm extremely sorry. Now this is tomorrow's CPR. This is Monday's CPR, Monday's R1, Monday's S1. Now since we have seen higher highs, higher lows, and on daily time frame price is settled above central pivot, and on hourly time frame price has taken support above S1, and on daily time frame as well, price is above S1. So on Monday, if this needs to break out, price should open above R1 or below S1. Can market go up? There's a high probability that market should move high on Monday and next week. But suppose if market is in downtrend, it needs to break S1. So you need to understand very clearly where the smart money comes in pivot. The zones are S1 and R1. Above R1, always prices are considered as a breakout, and it can go to higher highs. Below S1 and below previous day range, market can see new lows. That is the general understanding of pivots. Now here, there is one key factor you need to understand. So market is in downtrend for a considerable amount of time. As you can see, we are having a descending CPRs. This is very important, guys. Just pay attention. Okay, if you go from top, okay, this is a channel. So price is moving in a channel. Okay. Okay, let's consider this. It has tried to break away from the channel, so buying pressure here with the morning star. But focus on the CPR only. Okay, if you focus only on CPR, what do you see? Descending CPRs means trend is down on intraday. Now here price has broken the channel upside, and other evidence where price can break out of this channel and see new highs. And a very key thing you need to understand is after several descending CPRs, for Monday, we have an ascending CPR. So when this happens after several days of descending CPRs, you find one ascending CPR, which means it is a change in the trend. The way we need to understand is there's definitely change in the trend. All of a sudden, the investors' sentiment has changed from bearish to bullish. They are into buying mode. And when this happens for the first time, usually you will see short covering. People, whoever has shorted here, positional traders, they will be caught here, and the next day, that is on Monday or Tuesday, you will see a rally upside. That is my personal opinion here. So for Monday, the strategy for Bajaj Auto should be if the price breaks out above R1 or above previous day high as well, you need to look only to buy high. What would be the support? The support would be the previous day low. Downtrend only below previous day low or below S1. Right. Now let's quickly move to ICICI Bank. Now this is the ICICI Bank. I think recently they have announced results. This is a weekly CPR of ICICI Bank. What do you see here? You see wide CPR, right? Wide CPRs. So before that, pardon me, I just wanted to show you the power of narrow CPRs. See, this is a narrow CPR, right? Okay. So this is a wide CPR, wide CPR, wide CPR. This is a narrow CPR. What happened 2 weeks ago? Price from 3,826 hit 4,050. Narrow CPR. This is a weekly narrow CPR. Just wanted to call it out so that you guys know the power of narrow CPR. It's always a high probability. This was a inside CPR on ICICI Bank where you saw very good move on both the sides. But however, inside CPR, I mean, inside CPR is one more high probability trading days where you can see wild moves. Now let's observe. This is a last week. We have a wide CPR. Market went up. How will be the next week CPR? So these green lines are our next week CPRs. We have a wide CPR. The wide CPR always indicates that market participants have increased the size of the trading range. So it will be a range bound market for ICICI Bank as per the weekly CPR outlook. Now let's focus on daily CPR. Okay. Daily pivots. So this is Bollinger Band. I need not tell you why we need Bollinger Band. The Bollinger Band is very, very important to understand the trend. Now it's following, of course, Nifty. This is the range. Range was broken. After the range was broken, price closed outside the Bollinger Band. Here, I think price opened outside Bollinger Band. Whenever price is outside the positive or negative standard deviation, it has to come inside the Bollinger Band and then they will continue moving in the direction. Now, what you need to understand here is price has moved. This is a kind of double bottom near S1. Again, see, it's a daily pivot. What did I say? Near S1 in established uptrend, always a buying zone. So here 688 till 765 price has moved. Now this is one trend. In this trend, okay, it's above all the moving averages. I'm going to remove the moving averages and yeah, I'll retain the Bollinger Band because I need to tell you something. Price is in uptrend. In this uptrend, we have a doji. All of a sudden there is a doji. What does doji signifies? Doji signifies the indecision between the buyers and sellers. Now Monday will be very crucial because after a doji, if you see a red candle, then this will be considered as a evening star. Now irrespective of the name, what exactly the meaning of it is, doji is indecision. So buyers and sellers are not able to make a decision. And when a red candle is made, so there is a decision being made in the market by the sellers that they are on the selling side and market might go down. right? Similarly, after a doji, this is at a peak. If you find a big green candle, then the seller buyers have made a decision to take the price up. But how far the price can move, you need to decide using your common sense. All right. So this is only for intraday purpose, guys. And also see this is R3 is a resistance. So we have a doji, and I would wait to invest in ICICI Bank and see how Monday will fare out, right? If you're a positional trader. So if you are an intraday trader, let's go to hourly time frame and see. So price is above R2 and way closer to R3. Okay. And also if you see, similar to Nifty, last 3 days, yes, prices are gapping up, prices are going up, but not a lot of enthusiasm shown. It is like a range bound perfectly in a rectangular box, up, down, up, down, up, down. So this is again signifies that buyers or sellers are waiting to take the price in their own direction. Who is going to make that direction? That smart money. Need not tell, always it will be smart money. Now let's go to a 15 minutes time frame. All right, this is what I wanted to show you. So since last several days, yes, prices are moving up, no doubt about it. But if you see, still it is a range bound. 18th, 19th, 20, 21st. It's in a range bound. Do you see a clear upside or clear downside? No, it's a range bound. When it comes at the range bottom, people are buying. When it goes to the range up, people are selling. Now here, try to break out of the range. It's coming and sitting on top of the range. Okay, this range breakout you can consider is acting as a support. Okay, this is acting clearly as a support. But the catch for Monday would be this narrow CPR. Now, since last several days there is a range bound, this narrow CPR indicates there might be a potential trendy day for Monday, because this is for Monday. So if this range is broken, you need to understand that prices have all potential to come and test this or go below. Or if range is broken above upside, that is above R1. Always remember, it's R1 and S1. If Monday, that is Friday's day's range low is also red, range high and R1 is also green. So both are colliding, both the pivots you can see here. Tomorrow's pivots. Okay, if you put previous day high, previous day low, I'll get this one. So just by observing, this is previous day low, this is previous day high as well. And the same levels are marked as S1 and R1 pivot. For any explosive moves on Monday, price should sustain above R1 pivot or S1 pivot. The levels are 753 for lower side, and for upside, it should be 765. So this is my conclusion on ICICI Bank. Hope this helps. Thank you.